In a recent interview, President Ibrahim Traoré was asked what has contributed to the declining influence of France in Africa. Viewing Africans through the lens of external influence, especially attributing their decisions largely to Russia or other foreign powers, fosters stereotypes, mistrust, and resentment, President Traoré responded. Welcome to the CEA Network. Please like, share, and subscribe. When Western nations, including France, assume that Africans are incapable of making independent decisions, it perpetuates a paternalistic attitude. This perception undermines African sovereignty and dignity, reinforcing the idea that Africans are perpetual recipients of aid and guidance rather than capable leaders of their destinies. Such views fuel resentment because they deny Africans the respect and recognition they deserve as sovereign entities. Africa's history with colonialism is marked by exploitation, cultural suppression, and the undermining of local institutions. The continued perception that Africans cannot govern themselves reinforces colonial stereotypes, stirring memories of past domination. Africans are sensitive to such attitudes because they remind them of a history of subjugation, making Western interference appear as a continuation of colonial control rather than a genuine partnership. The Western tendency to attribute Africa's political and economic decisions to external influences, such as Russia or other powers, diminishes the agency of African nations. It implies that Africans are merely puppets or influenced by external actors rather than autonomous decision-makers. This erodes trust in Western narratives and creates a sense of alienation, as Africans view these attitudes as dismissive of their capacity to chart their futures. Africans may perceive this as an attempt to externalize their issues, dismissing the internal factors, cultural contexts, and historical struggles that shape their nations. Such dismissive attitudes can deepen feelings of alienation and foster resentment towards Western nations, as Africans feel they are unfairly stereotyped and denied their agency. Labeling African decisions as influenced by Russia or other external powers not only simplifies complex political and economic realities, but also perpetuates negative stereotypes. It suggests that Africans are easily manipulated or lack the capacity for independent thought, reinforcing a narrative of incompetence or naivety. This mischaracterization fuels frustration and suspicion, encouraging Africans to view Western motives with distrust. Such attitudes can hinder genuine diplomatic relations. When Africans sense they are being judged rather than understood, cooperation becomes superficial. This environment breeds resentment, as Africans may see Western actions, be it military, political, or economic, as patronizing or meddlesome, rather than collaborative efforts aimed at mutual development. Young Africans who are increasingly educated, aware of their history, and eager for political and economic independence are especially sensitive to these attitudes. They often view Western stereotypes as dismissive of their potential and ambition. Resentment grows when they perceive that Western countries are more interested in controlling or influencing Africa rather than supporting its development. This perception can lead to a disconnect between Western policymakers and the African youth and future leaders, fueling mistrust and resistance to Western initiatives. When Africans feel misunderstood or unfairly characterized, it can impact broader international relations. Resentment toward Western countries and their perceptions may foster hostility, reduce cooperation on global issues such as climate change, security and trade, and potentially lead to increased support for adversarial alliances or regimes. Building mutual respect and understanding is crucial for fostering sustainable peace and development. To move forward positively, Western nations need to re-evaluate their narratives and approaches. Emphasizing respect for African sovereignty, acknowledging internal complexities, and engaging in genuine two-way dialogue can help reduce resentment. Recognizing Africa's agency and celebrating its successes can foster a more balanced and respectful relationship.